So I'm going to talk about my reaction to Wrestlemania. By far, Saturday's event was significantly better. Of course, everyone's talking about the SmackDown Women's Championship match with Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, and rightfully so. It was a classic match. But also, there were other matches that was significantly better than Sundays, like Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, a classic match that was used to send a message, the same message that WWE been dealing with since God knows how long, with dealing with bullying and things like that, and how you know don't call people stupid and don't bully people and things like that. Something that everyone can relate to. Being a kid or an adult is still something you can use. But of course, there was some matches that fell flat. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley's match, which started off, fell flat because somehow Drew McIntyre somehow believes we want you to believe that he got distracted by MVP. Everyone's going to say that it was a rush job and they had to figure out a way for McIntyre to lose. And of course, he would, because McIntyre was meant to lose that match. He was meant to lose that match because Bobby Lashley was defending his championship for the first time in a pay-per-view. Because don't forget, Fastlane, he didn't have a match. And you're going to tell me that this whole almighty era was going to end at WrestleMania, the first title defense? Yeah, I'm not going to believe that. So it felt kind of flat to have Drew McIntyre lose the way he did, but it was kind of expected. And of course, we had also the tag team titles, Raw's tag team titles, New Day versus Omos and AJ Styles. That one was kind of expected. Like, this guy is the Black Khali, so we're going to have to expect that New Day wasn't, of course, going to be able to defeat this guy, right? It's going to be like a Dragon Ball Z type style match where they're just completely and utterly overpowered and whatnot. Everyone's shocked. Oh my God, nothing works on him. Yeah, right? Type of situation. But other than that, the rest of the day was pretty much spotless. Every match was great. Every event was great. The introduction of the 2020 Hall of Famers, with the main event of that being the NWO. Everyone loved it. And then you come to Sunday. Sunday was okay. There were some matches that was like, yeah, that was good. It was looking good, but it was flat as well. And it just was completely flat the whole entire day, basically. He opened up with Randy Orton versus The Fiend, and the match pretty much took place within The Fiend's traditional red out color. And for the match to end the way it did, basically Randy threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at him, and the Fiend just popped up from it. And then out of nowhere, Alexa Bliss pops up, and the Fiend gets distracted. Randy Orton hits him with the RKO. the same thing he supposedly did on the Monday that the Fiend just popped up from before, but this time he hits him with an RKO, and that's enough to win the match. Okay, that was weird. And then Alexa Bliss and the Fiend disappear, and that's it. Oh, okay. The women's champions had their match, which was against Natalia and her partner from Saturday's match. And that was a good one, actually. You know, even if the outcome wasn't what people had expected, but it was still good. And then you had Big E's match, which ended the way that no one would expect it to end, because we expected, since it's WrestleMania, we wanted the match to actually have a finite end to it, definitely since this has been going on for so long. And no, of course not. Of course, someone jumps in and intervenes and causes Big E to lose his championship. Okay, if you want to try to get us to believe that, okay, now that beef is going to be going on even longer. Because now Big E lost the championship, and now he's going to want a rematch. Because, of course, he's going to want a rematch. And then let's talk about the women's championship. Like, Rhea Ripley. That was pretty good. I mean, it was kind of obvious that Rhea Ripley was going to win. I mean, who could sustain the loss out of the two and not be bothered by it? Rhea Ripley, the newcomer, or Asuka? Of course, Asuka. Like, whenever they need someone to take an L, Asuka is always there to take the L, because it's like everyone knows it's not going to stick on her. She lost the women's championship. That's going to taint her career. No. If Rhea Ripley lost this match, yeah, she would have been buried in the footnotes of history. So it's like, come on, we already knew that was going to happen. It was a little bit good, but come on. We knew that was going to happen. And the thing that people are talking about now is the main event. The SmackDown's heavyweight championship, the undisputed championship for SmackDown. Roman Reigns wins again thanks to the help of, you guessed it, Jey Uso. It's starting to get kind of old. Like, yes, we know Jey Uso is going to be the reason why Roman Reigns wins. Even in a triple threat match, Jey Uso appears up and interferes and saves him again. And of course, no one's going to stop Jey Uso from doing this. Now it's going to continue on until Backlash, and probably even on through then. The head of the table thing is starting to get kind of old to me. You know, I'm an old school guy. I dropped out of wrestling because some of these storylines dragged on for way too long. Sometimes you'll have a storyline drag on for 6+ months. It's like, yeah, can we finally get rid of this thing? Like, I can literally count on my hand the amount of competitors this person beat. Like Roman Reigns, I can literally count on my hand how many actual competitors he went against. Literally 3, by the way. people haven't paid attention, it's basically three. Because you had most of them being Kevin Owens. And then after Kevin Owens, it was Daniel Bryan and Edge. That's it. No one else. That's all he went against. And it's starting to get kind of old. So I'm hoping that Backlash is going to be the end of this whole Roman Reigns here at the table thing. But all in all, it was good because it still did what it's supposed to do and get you interested in what's going to happen the rest of the day, like Monday and Friday. Get you to come back and watch. And it does. You know, the Miz match was pretty good on Saturday. And we're talking about the Miz and Morrison.